friends, it's Rana, and today I'll be reviewing a Japanese translated book called Battle Royale by Kushun Takami and compare it a little bit with The Hunger Games, the first book by Susan Collins. I will do that because it is a hot debate on the internet whether Susan Collins stole the idea of her book from this novel, and many people even claim that she plagiarized her book from Battle Royale. Before I start the comparison, I just wanted to tell you that I have been a fan of The Hunger Games for so many years now. Especially the movies, I prefer them over the books. I know, hot take, but the first movie and the first book are my favorite from The Hunger Games, and I watched every single one of the movies in the cinemas and I love them. So I have been fan of The Hunger Games. As for Battle Royale, I just recently finished reading it and I also love this book. So I am a fan of both of these books, so I won't be biased towards one of the books over the other. It's been a while since I reread The Hunger Games, but it is still fresh in my mind. So Battle Royale is a Japanese sci-fi/dystopian book that was written by Kushun Takami and published in Japan in the year 1999 and had a movie release in the year 2000. The Hunger Games is a sci-fi/dystopian book that has been written by Susan Collins and published in 2008, and the first movie came out in the year 2012. By the way, I'm only comparing the books, not the movies. I didn't see the Battle Royale movie. I'm planning to, but I didn't have the time to watch it. So I'm only comparing the books, the source material of the movies. Battle Royale is set in futuristic Japan under the name of the Republic of Greater Asia. As for The Hunger Games, it is set in futuristic United States under the name Panem, or the capital of it was called Panem. Both books feature a corrupt government that wants to control its people. The Republic of Greater Asia holds a biannual competition, i.e. 2 times a year, where they randomly select a junior class from a school and they put them in one place to kill each other until we have only one survivor, one winner. In Battle Royale, the students, the participants, don't have any prior idea that they have been selected for this competition. They will only know on the day they get kidnapped to put in the place where the competition is held, and they get to know that they are participant of that competition on that spot. As for the Hunger Games, there is a set date that everyone knows that on this date the participant will be selected for the competition, and they have a little bit of time to prepare before the competition itself, unlike Battle Royale, where they are thrown in the competition without no preparation. In Battle Royale, the competition itself, the games itself, is not broadcasted. People and the public don't watch it, and they don't even know that it is currently being held. They only know when it ends, and they announce the survivor on the TV. They show their name and their faces when they are getting out of the place of competition, all bloody after killing everyone. As for the Hunger Games, the games itself is like a variety show, an entertainment for the public, for the people to watch and root for some people and whatever. So they know every second what is happening with the games. In Battle Royale, it is set on an island, so every few hours new areas get restricted and you are not allowed to enter there or stay in them. And dead people are announced, I believe, every 6 hours or 3 hours, something like that. Same thing with the Hunger Games. Different random areas are selected to be forbidden and you can't stay in them during a time limit. But in the Battle Royale, it keeps being restricted areas. In Battle Royale, the students are being tracked and listened to over the collars they have over their neck, and if they try to run away or if they stayed in a restricted area, this collar will blow up. Yeah, they will blow them to pieces if they try to run away or stay in a restricted area, or even if they try to remove the collar. In the Hunger Games, they track them, I believe. I can't remember how they track them. I think they put a chip under the skin or something like that. I'm not completely sure, but they track them and watch them on TV and listen to their conversations as well. Reason why the Republic of Greater Asia holds this biannual competition is to show dominance, to remind people that you can't trust each other and you can't unite against the government and try to overthrow it. Panem holds this annual competition to also show dominance and to remind people of the revolution that happened many years ago, and remind people that if you try to do something like that again, we won't hesitate to kill you. So these are the main similarities between these two books that I can think of right now. I believe there are more similarities, but they are minor compared to these ones. People say that it is the same concept, but different storyline and characters. Well, of course, duh, she won't be stealing every single thing from that book, but there are many themes and plot points that are eerily similar for it to be a coincidence. When Suzanne was accused of plagiarism, it is a strong word. Maybe she got an inspiration, but when she got accused of it, she said that she never heard of that book and she never read it before. But I have a feeling that she might have watched the movie, got inspired by the concept, and took it, ran away with it, and made her own story. It is not entirely wrong. These days, there is no art form that is 100% original. Everyone gets inspired by everyone and everything, but she has at least to admit it. For instance, Takami, the author of Battle Royale, didn't hesitate to admit that he got his idea of this book by a line that he heard from a TV drama, an old TV drama, where the teacher told the students that, all right, class, listen up. Now today I'm going to have you all kill each other. He got inspired by that line and made this book. Takami also said that authors like Stephen King, Robert Parker, and as well as George Orwell has a huge influence on him as an author. Especially The Long Walk by Stephen King was a huge inspiration to him to write this book. As for the idea of the one survivor trope, he was inspired by watching wrestling. He is a huge fan of wrestling. He gets in way more details about how he was a fan of wrestling, how he got inspired by this whole concept in wrestling where they put a number of people in one ring and they have to fight each other till we have only one winner at the end, the last man standing. He explains a lot about this and the idea behind it in his afterword, and let's be honest, he is the man who created the Battle Royale thing in literature. He's the first one who done it, and he makes a lot of sense explaining that in his afterwards than Suzanne Collins when she said that she got the inspiration of writing The Hunger Games by watching TV and switching channels between the war in Iraq, and the variety shows on TV. I'm not accusing her of anything, and I'm not saying that she 100% stole her idea from Takami, but Takami makes more sense when he talks about his inspiration, his writing process than Suzanne Collins, and the fact that his book was published like a decade before The Hunger Games. Despite everything I said, I still love both books and they have special place in my heart. Battle Royale is now a new favorite book of mine. It got me thinking of way too many things. It is a great book, honestly, for discussion about politics and how the world is right now, but I feel it is very underrated and underappreciated outside of Japan. I need more people to read it, so I am highly recommending it for you to read. In Japan, it was a whole phenomena when this book and movie came out. But if you want to read Battle Royale, be warned that it is 100 times more graphic and violent and gory than The Hunger Games. The Hunger Games in comparison is like YA middle grade, because damn, there was so many mentions, detailed graphic mentions of killing, blood, and bodily fluids, especially brain matter. Like, it was mentioned a lot. So if you get squeezy of these things, don't read it. I really want to watch the movie, but I heard that it has a different ending than the book, and it is way more confusing than the book because the book goes in details with the history, the politics, and everything about the world, but the movie just to throw you into the action. So I'm really afraid that I'm gonna ruin my love for this book because I loved it way too much by watching the movie. So if you watch the movie, please tell me, is it worth the watch? Or shall I just skip it entirely and be happy with the book? And now I have a strong urge to reread this book. I don't like the second and third books that much, but this one is my favorite, and it's been a while since my last reread. Shall I do it? Even though I have a million books on my shelves that I need to read. So that's it for today's review. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to see my future videos, and I will see you next time. Bye!